Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and I'm about to play some more Battlefield. Sorry. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, Battlefield 3. It's obviously been out longer than a week now, and I just didn't have enough time to play it, and I have this week. I've been off for 4 days, so I've played nothing but Battlefield, and it's great. It's such a good game. But first of all, drink, because I'm parched. And I managed to pick up about 3 or 4 drinks actually. I went to a new place and there was new drinks. I was like, right, I'll grab one of them for the Friday Night Rant. And one that I did see, I grabbed straight away because I think back around Friday Night Rant 1, I drank whiskey, and the Gothman told me that I needed to try Jack Daniels with ginger, and especially now my love of ginger has grown, I thought I definitely should do that. But I managed to actually find this, Jack Daniels with ginger, all in one. So we shall see what Jack Daniels and ginger is all about. Going to put it in a glass because I've been told off a few times from drinking from the can, so. Just the smell of Jack Daniels is gorgeous. To you, sir. That's nice, that's very nice. It's not what I expected because I've been drinking ginger beer all the time, so I had that in my head. And it tastes like Jack Daniels and ginger. It does what it says on the tin, but no, it is nice, I do like that. So first of all, I must explain that this is Thursday that I'm recording because I'm working tomorrow. So for everyone who's watching it tomorrow, happy Skyrim Day! So I've not actually got Skyrim, simply because I just thought it's one of them games I can get perhaps a month down the line. I know it's epic and I know it's absolutely brilliant, probably one of the best games I'm ever going to play. And it's quite hard to say something like that, but it just looks gorgeous. And yeah, so with that in mind, I was like, I'll get that later. But the game has kicked in May. I've been watching the videos and I'm like, oh, I need that game. And now I've spent all my gaming budget and I'm like, I can't really afford it, but as all gamers know, we can say we can't afford it, but somehow we get the game that we need. So I've got a feeling that may happen. So we don't know yet. At the moment, I am Skyrim-less, but the chances are next time I do a video, I might have it. So at the same time, obviously, Call of Duty's now been released and the world has gone mad. I went into town this week to pick up some games. When I was in there, it's just, this is first of all not anything about people that play Call of Duty, because the thing is, I was a massive Call of Duty fan. I'm not playing it at the moment just because Battlefield to me is the better game, but I'm not slating the game at all. The thing is, Call of Duty brings out the non-gaming folk, the guys who just play that repeatedly. Because when I was in game, there was a guy just walking around, he was like, dude, where can I pre-order this game? I'm like, you don't sound like a gamer. And then he walked off and went, oh, I'm going to get Uncharted 3. I went straight to the Xbox section. His mate went, it's not out for the Xbox. He went, isn't it? That's gay. And just walked off, and I went, you're not a gamer. So that's, I'm not saying it's about that. It just makes me laugh. All these people that queue up, a majority of them are just flat out fanboys and they're not even gamers. But still, it doesn't matter. They enjoy it, so that's good. But a few people in Paris will be disappointed because 6,000 copies of Modern Warfare 3 was stolen. There was a truck going to Paris. I could assume that these games are set for pre-order. And 2 masked criminals tear gassed the drivers, broke in and took the games and went away. In fact, I think they said that they actually took the van and dragged the drivers off, which is pretty cool because it's not like a just normal guy like with a baseball bat going, give me your games. They've actually taken on the Call of Duty and they've gone, right, let's do this proper, frag out, and gone in and took it. And I've got a feeling while they're driving down there, they're probably going to go, hooah! But no, it's just funny that some people have gone to that extreme to steal it because the street value of it is 400,000 euros. So $500,000 ain't bad going just for robbing a truck full of games. So with Skyrim, Modern Warfare, Battlefield, all these games that are coming out at the moment, a few people will take to the routes of piracy to actually get the games. And the thing is, piracy obviously, they try and make it as hard as possible. But there was one thing that I read this week and it made me just think about piracy. And what that is some people will download a game illegally, not intentionally to steal it. They want to use it as a demo because some games don't give demos. For instance, Skyrim's too big, massive sandbox, you just can't give a demo of that. So some people may illegally download it, take it for a test drive, then make the minds up and go, right, I'll go and purchase it. I know that's not everyone, it's a very small few, but the thing is, the people that have obviously downloaded it illegally, as soon as they've tried to play it, they've been asked for some form of code, which they don't have. They go on the internet, find a serial number, key generator, crack, whatever it be, and they get in the game. But the thing is, they've opened the floodgates and they're in. So at the end of playing it for 2-3 hours, they may turn around and go, this is a pretty good game. But I've got it now, I've already cracked it, so do I need to go out and spend any money? So they might just keep on playing it. So the thing is, they kind of damage themselves by stopping people coming into playing this game, and once they're in, they might just keep it. What Arma 2 have done, they've done something quite clever. Now Arma 2's been out for a bit, and I've never known about this until it was kicking around the other day. They've got a thing in the game called Fade. And what that does is, if somebody downloads the game illegally, it lets them play it. So they can play it for 2 or 3 hours, and then after a bit, the game starts going a bit crazy. And it's like, you've taken some shrooms. You'll start playing, you'll shoot your rifle, and the bullets start doing weird things. And if you aim at somebody, they just lay on the floor and turn around at you, and they're not actually being hit. Or you'll hear some strange sounds, or even the best thing that it does is the screen starts going like that, and you can hear waves crashing. And it makes people obviously go, crap, the legal copy I've got is probably corrupted or some sort. But the thing is, they've given 2-3 hours to test it, then they'll probably go, if they actually want it, I'll go and buy it, because this copy is obviously duff. And if they try to download it a second time, they'll play it and they'll go, this is duff, there just must be loads of duff copies out there, so they give up. So it's a very clever way to just let them test it for 3 hours, then make it go crazy. And the best thing is, people then pour in on the forums and go, oh, this game's dead glitchy, why is the waves crashing and my screen going like that? And everyone goes, because you just downloaded it illegal, mate. And then they just go quiet and disappear back into the hole. So I just thought it was a very clever idea. So I just think like things like Skyrim, they should kind of, not necessarily give you a demo, but just give us like a game which only works for a certain length of time, then you can purchase a code after or something like that. And I know by doing that you're giving them the game and it's easier to crack, and there's so many, it's piracy, it's very hard to just sum it up in one bite, but nonetheless I'm impressed that they've made this feature and it just makes people probably buy it more, and it's quite funny when it does kick off. So I meant to touch this last week, I had it written down, and then when I filmed it, edited it, wrapped it up, I looked down the machine, I didn't talk about it, and that is Jurassic Park. I'm just guessing by my name, Jurassic Junkie, I'm a Jurassic Park fan, and the games have been hit and miss, like Trespasser, absolutely awesome game. Then they've obviously got these silly ones, and then it's a franchise that just every so often chucks it out and says you can release another game, and somebody grabs it, runs with it, sometimes good or bad. But Telltale Games are doing the current Jurassic Park game. Now from what I've seen, I'm not so impressed, because I want a sandbox on the island, whereas it sounds like it's loads of quick time events and it's not my cup of tea. But it doesn't matter. The thing is, I will probably purchase it or demo it and see how it goes. But anyway, I want to play it at one point. So the collector's edition details have come out now, which is cool. You get a map, you get all the goodies inside the collector's edition, and they then turn around and says, but it's not coming out to Europe yet. And I did a bit of googling, looking into it, and the reason for it is because they don't have any offices set up in Europe, and apparently they're saying to produce something and ship and sell it in Europe, they need to have like a headquarters of such in Europe, and they don't have that yet. And that kind of angered me, that not that's the rules, but the thing is, they knew this would be an issue at one point. So it's like, they've made the game, they've gone, they're ready, it's shipping, and then they've gone, right, we're going to release it once we get a headquarters in Europe. You're like, what do you mean? That is a part of you being a company and making a game. You go, right, we need to have box art, we need to have staff, we need to have an engine, we need to have offices set up. So why at the end of it then go, right, shall we do that thing where we actually try and sell the bloody game in a different country? And now I'm angered, they've got so far now and they're just like, shall we sort it out? Nah. So it's a shame that I'm going to have to wait for this game. Oh, that's one thing actually, which is just a little niggle thing that's been getting there, and that's just reminded me. A few weeks ago I was talking about how you can't skip in games. If they show you an intro, sometimes you have to sit and watch all the way through it. Obviously that's annoying, we want a skip button. But at the same time it works the other way. Now, I was playing Battlefield the other day, and I had a phone call, and it was through a cutscene when I had the phone call come in, and a lot of the times if you press any button it will skip, if you can skip an intro. So most of the times I just hit the Xbox button, bring up the Xbox menu, and it tends to always freeze the game in the background, so it's paused, ready, and then I can go back to it. Well, I pressed that and it skipped. And then I loaded it back up again, and I just tried any of the buttons, and it skips. No matter what you press, it skips. And the thing is, I think games need to understand that at some point we may get a telephone call, somebody may knock at the door, the kid might poo on the floor. I don't know what your circumstances are, but something may happen when you have to go away from the game. And the thing is, cutscenes sometimes are major parts of the game. You have to listen to it because it's setting the next building blocks up for the next level or so. And I just thought, why can games not just have an happy medium? Some will make you listen to it no matter what. You cannot skip it. Whereas some, you just have a hair drop on the remote and it's like, that's fine, like, we understand you wanted to skip it. I'm like, no, just one thing you need to do. Let me press a button and it will ask a question. Do you want to skip? Then I'll say yes. And that will sort all the problems out. One thing I wanted to moan about actually this week, two game companies. Not game companies, but still. Game, the shop. We went in there to purchase some games. And every time we go in, they always ask us, have you got a reward card? And we always say no. We're never bothered about getting a reward card from a game because we just don't shop there enough. I don't want to give them my money. But they had a particular game I wanted, so we went. And he says, oh, have you got your store card? I was like, no, we haven't. But many moons ago, we applied for one, and it never turned up. And we used to always tell them, they say, yeah, we'll send it you, and they never did. So Joe just questioned him and says, look, we're supposed to have a card, but it's never been sent to us, so put our name and details on the computer and went, yeah, you all set up on the system, so therefore you must have had a card. But there's no card number, so I can't actually put your games against your name. So he kind of just stopped and didn't say anything else, as to say, well, can't help you. And Joe says, well, can you not just start a new card? And he went, yes, and went through, filled it all in, and then we put the £7 worth of games down. And he just turned around and went, right, that'll be £10. And Joe went, that's £7 worth of games. He went, yeah, £3 for the card. They charge you £3 for a reward card. I've never heard of this before. You go to most places, you just get a reward card, and the idea is you will go to that shop repeatedly because you want to keep this card being topped up. So why deter people by actually charging them? It would probably take me about £300 worth of games to make £3 on the card to justify me buying the card in the first place. So Joe just went, no, I am not paying for it. One, they didn't even tell us. They didn't say, by the way, this what I'm filling in right now is going to cost you £3. Just filled it all in and charged it through. And two, we're supposed to have had one in the past. So Joe says, I'm not willing to pay an additional £3, assuming that we must have paid £3 in the past. So he just kind of waived it after the manager come along. But I just thought, game, that's bad tactics. Charging gamers to get rewards. It's just dirty tactics. And the other thing I want to talk about is Play.com. As most people may know, I fucking hate Play.com. I just think they're the devil. They used to be great, then they got big, then they started selling things like pools and blow up chairs and started selling tack. And when they did, the service dropped and I just don't use them anymore. But a lot of people still do because they're cheap, and cheap they are. And the best thing they do is they give free post and packaging. Reason for that is they found a little loophole, and what it is they're actually sat on the shores of Jersey, and this, I don't 100% know it, but what it is you don't have to pay VAT on post and packaging or something like that. There's a loophole that they've been using for years and years and years. Well, the government have turned around now and says, no, we've had enough of it, we're going to put a cap on it, and now you're going to have to start paying all your VAT for everything. So, does that mean now that Play.com will be starting putting prices on the actual post and packaging, or does it mean they're just going to slightly increase the prices of the normal products and keep it free B&P? So it depends. Just keep your eye out now. If you are a Play.com user, by April this new law will come into effect, so just keep your eye just in case the games start to spike, and if not, go to shop2.net because they're awesome. And I read this story this week which is pretty heartwarming. What it is it just made me think, cool, it's nice that some game devs are actually still looking after the customers, because you've got people like EA who are obviously just trying to get every last penny out of us, and if you asked any request or tried to speak to them, they just go, nah, that's cost us time and money, go away, young man. But some companies do listen to the users and actually do cool things, and the first thing is that Gearbox have actually done two things. The first one was somebody says to Gearbox, look, me and my girlfriend really like to play Borderlands and I want to get married to her, so would you by any chance be able to make some form of video that I can show her as a proposal video? So they did, and they made Claptrap propose to her, but it was very good. Like, I just expect Claptrap to come out and go, blah, 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 would you marry? And it was done like a deleted scene from out of a movie where the guys are talking to him, you can hear the director in the background, shouting his lines out, he's getting all confused, and eventually he nails the line. But it's done in a very, very funny way. And obviously it takes them time and effort to do something like that, and they gain nothing from it. Apart from, obviously, a lot of the fans will go, that is brilliant. So they did that first of all. On the same note, actually, there is also a Portal proposal, and that is amazing because that wasn't done by Valve. It was done by a guy who went onto the internet and says, look, I want to get a level designer, I want to get some people who do the sound effects, just got like a mini team together. I think it was only a team of 3, and just says, look, this is the plan. And he got the game, created it, and then his girlfriend played it, and she just went through, and it's such a stunning level because I watched the entire video of it. It just looks like a normal level, but then right towards the end, sometimes where the walls move and stuff like that, and Edie's playing tricks on you, it actually turns into an entire church, and all the floor tiles turn over into chairs, so she's actually walking through the chapel, and then she's asked the question, and it's done in such a clever way where you just go, that must have taken time, absolutely brilliant. But no, but that was done off the back of a fan. But still, the actual Gearbox one was done by Gearbox themselves, and somebody else has wrote to them and they've actually said that their friend, I think he was the age of 22, he's passed away from cancer, and again he was a massive Borderlands fan, and just said, is there anything you can do, blah blah blah, and they just turned back and said, yes, well, what's his name, and what we'll do is we'll actually put him in as a non-playable character in Borderlands 2. So the cool thing is now, when his mate actually gets the game, you'll actually see his friend who passed away actually running around in the game as an NPC. Now, that's just 2 awesome things that Gearbox has done, and the thing is, I spend a lot of time just moaning about companies, but I never praise them enough, so I just wanted to say that because that is awesome for him to do it. So, onto the tiny little moan, Nintendo, little Nintendo moan. I'm starting to lay off Nintendo now, just because I'm used to, that's what they do. What they do annoys me, and that's the way they work, so I just need to get over it. But the new Zelda 3DS is coming out, the actual Zelda console, a handheld even, not a new Zelda game. And it's nice, it's black, it's awesome, I want to get my hands on it. And Jo obviously really, really wants it, and she's just upset, and she just went, oh, I can't believe Nintendo have done that. But within the same breath went, actually, I can. That's Nintendo. They will just release it at Christmas, make you want to get rid of your one and buy the new one. But I'm not here to moan about that because that's what they do. That's no problem. The only thing that slightly annoyed me was that Jo obviously brought her 3DS on launch, and she's a part of the Ambassador program, so she's got all her free games. So again, something good that Nintendo did. Well done. And it's now on her 3DS. She's obviously got her username that she set up or whatnot for a me character login. And if I did buy her the new Zelda 3DS, then I'd ask her to sell her original 3DS to obviously pay for it, and she would be happy to do that. But then we realised the games are actually tied down to her 3DS, not her user. So if she sells that 3DS, all the free games go with it. And when she gets a new Zelda one, she has no free games. I just can't understand why they've done it in that way and not says, right, we'll tie it to like an email address or a user account or something like that. So when you sign in with these credentials, and then it will just bring down the games. So, like I say, not massive. Nintendo's not done enough to really wind me up this week, and I really am trying to lay off them now. But just one thing I just thought, that's just annoying. So before I run off and fill in my Battlefield 3 addiction, which is getting really bad. The thing is, I know it's bad because when we started playing it the other night, Jo obviously can hear us all having a bit of banter, and most of the time we're sat there squealing like little kids going, oh my god, did you see that kill? And we're all happy and stuff like that. And when we tend to be like that, our gaming score isn't that good. And then it always happens to us when we play Battlefield. We start off all happy, chirpy, and then we kind of just go into the gamer mode where we're like, dude, this one on your 6, that's it, I've already mined the tank, and it's just completely gamer talk all the way through. And when we talk like that, we just tear everybody up. We've just been winning every single game, but it's like we're in the happy mode, then we go in to the game. And Jo just says to me, I know you're addicted because you're talking like a knobhead again. So she knows it's got me, and I just think it's a fantastic game. So to leave us with the question of the week, Skyrim's out. Well, it isn't, but by the time you watch this, it is. And a few reviews have been kicking around at the moment, And one particular reviewer, which I think is actually a fake review, just said normal generic stuff like graphics are great, lots of content, blah 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 blah. And I was like, actually, you could just say that without even playing the game. So it did sound like he didn't play it. He just put this review on there to get the hits. But he says the pros and cons, blah blah blah. But when it came down to actually the cons, he says no multiplayer, and people just says, for you actually saying that, you shouldn't be allowed to touch this game. This game isn't about multiplayer. And damn right, it's not. Skyrim is about that experience, just being by yourself, submerging, and just enjoying that epic-sized game. But that could be said with quite a lot, especially like Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect, and as soon as I said, oh, co-op's coming to it, I was like, no, you're ruining the game. But then I'm kind of going, I'd like to try it and see what it's like. And we always said we really would like to see Fallout as a co-op game. It would be nothing better to just walk around the wastelands as a bunch of bandits just robbing people, and we've always said that would be a really cool game. So with that at hand, you can either obviously have your Skyrim, which is going to be a single player game, or you could have it co-op. But the thing is, when you have a game which has got co-op on it, that means they've spent time and effort to make the co-op section, so that means normally the story takes a little hit. So would you prefer a Skyrim which is just pure offline story mode content, or would you prefer it to just be an eensy bit smaller story and then you get that bit of co-op / online gaming? So very simple, would you like to see Skyrim with a co-op feature? So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'm going to enjoy this, play some Battlefield. And last night I just played Battlefield that long. I had a mouthful of bonbons all night, and I've just completely trashed my mouth now. I've got ulcers all inside my mouth because I just sat there chewing all night and just not knowing I was probably just chewing on skin and everything because I was in that game. So yeah, hopefully this whiskey's going to nurse this, and thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers.